Welcome back to BVarsity Live here in the Dignity Health Studio. Zach Ewing alongside Louis Amistoy for our final segment. You never did let me listen to Feinbaum in that Pathfinder.
No, I didn't. It was good for you.
Yeah, that's troubling. But we do have the Paul Feinbaum or I don't know, maybe the Dick Vitale of the Central Section on the line right now. Nick Papagni from Fresno calling in. Nick, how are you?
Everything is great over here, Zach. How you guys doing?
Not bad, not bad. Are you headed out to a volleyball or football game tonight?
Thinking about going to Clovis, North Clovis. Watch a little volleyball tonight.
Yeah, D1 volleyball final. Volleyball finals all over the place tonight. Bakersfield Christian, the only one here in Bakersfield. They're taking on Memorial. And I'm going to be up in Tulare covering BCHS in football against the Tulare Western Mustangs. So let's start there because football is where we want to dig into here. What do you make of that game? It's one of those really good offense versus defense battles, isn't it?
Well, I just posted my picks, and I think Tulare Western, you look at it, their quarterback might be out tonight. So if he's out, I think they have no chance of winning that game. And he has a bad shoulder. And you play football, you're a quarterback in a contact sport, you might be in trouble. So if he can't go, Tulare Western's in deep trouble on offense.
And they got to score some points to win that game for sure with Brandon Jones on the other side. So you can check out all of Nick's picks, by the way, at his website. That's thepagmeter.com. That's THEPAGMETER.com. Let's move on to Friday night, Nick, and Division I. What are your thoughts on the bracket? I mean, I think the consensus sort of is you have these four teams, Edison, Liberty, Bakersfield, and Clovis North, that are sort of head and shoulders above everybody else. Is that how you feel too?
Yeah, I think so, and I think the big game I think that could be an upset is Clovis High taking on Clovis North. You play that team again. It's always tough to beat that team the second time. Last time they played, it was a pouring rain. It was really bad weather. Clovis North beat them 21-14, and Clovis feels like they gave away 2 touchdowns. They should have won. So I think that'll be a very interesting game. Can you stop Bo? If you do, Clovis has a shot. If Bo all around for me gets off, then Clovis North will advance. But I think that's a very interesting game.
And that's certainly what Clovis North has done the last couple of years is ride the legs of Bolu all the way to the section final. What are your takes on the other D1 games? Give us your picks real quick on those 3.
Well, I think the one that'll be in the South Valley, Buchanan comes to town, and you're gonna. I don't know if you're going to that game or not, but you'll see a kid named Bryson Young. He's probably the best-looking body you're going to see all year. Plays defensive end for Buchanan. They got a tremendous run defense. They have no offense whatsoever, so they're going to have to play out of their minds if they think they can go to Drillerland and win. But I think Buchanan can slow down the Drillers for a little while, but Bakersfield will advance. Liberty, Clovis West. Now, Darian Owens, one of the superstars for Clovis West, has quit the team. That hurts Clovis West. He was a superstar junior. Issues. I don't know what it was, but he'll be transferred somewhere. Clovis West was playing pretty good football. I think Liberty has the big advantage because they're at home. And then, let's see, we got
Edison and Centennial. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting one. I think with Edison, this is either going to be a very close game or Edison's going to blow them out of the water because of Centennial. I just don't see them going man-to-man, in-your-face defense like they do against the wide receivers. Edison is starting to pick up the speed now. They're always terrible at the beginning of the year. You don't want to play them now. So let's just see what happens. But I think with the talent, and of course the weather could be a factor too. If it rains, that could change everything. But I think Edison, I think that's going to be another interesting game. That's the game I'm going to be at.
And I think the calling card of all these top teams, in fact, just about every team left in the playoffs in D1 is a defense-first football team. So that will color these playoffs. If anybody can get the offensive production consistently, they may win the title. Who's your pick to take it all in D1?
I got to say I'm going to stick with the Edison Tigers. I picked them in August. I think they have the best quarterback going right now in Hunter Swearingen, and if he goes off, Edison goes off. He's going to be the X factor in my book. I'm taking Edison. possibly taking on Liberty in the Valley Championship.
And it looks like if the favorites win, it'll be a Bakersfield-Liberty rematch in the semis, and then up north it'll be Edison and either Clovis or Clovis North. And, Edison, boy, when they look good, they look really good. And so that's what I think they may have the highest ceiling of any team, kind of like Bakersfield has had the last couple of years. That team may be Edison this year if they can play consistently for the next 3 weekends. The other divisions, D2, Ridgeview is the number 1 seed, and I know there was some debate whether that should have been Lemoore. How do you see that bracket shaking out?
Well, I think Lemoore's got their hands full. I think Redwood might be back. They slumped in the middle of the year, lost 5 straight. If they're back, Lemoore's got their hands full. I just think Ridgeview, with the team speed, it just might be too much. Now, Tulare is very young. They're very talented, but I think they're a year away. They'll give them a go tomorrow night, but I think Ridgeview is the team to beat. I just don't see, unless Ridgeview just turns the ball over, how they can lose, especially they're at home.
Yeah, and that bracket could have some really, really good games next week if Ridgeview plays Sanger and Dinuba plays Lemoore.
I just feel like, we were talking about this morning, I just feel like the Division II bracket is far more compelling, top to bottom, than the Division I one is this year, and might have better teams.
No question.
Yeah, it's at least very close.
Yeah, no question. And you saw Kingsford play last week. If they get a little defense tomorrow, that's another interesting game against Dinuba. Dinuba has an outstanding defense. They might have the best defense of all in Division II. Sanger's a very interesting one. Memorial lost their middle linebacker, Ryan Beecher. They won't be able to slow down Sanger tomorrow night, so I'd look for Sanger to roll. But, boy, there's some good games tomorrow in D2.
Yeah, no doubt about that. In Division III, Hanford's your number 1 seed. You figure they should beat Fresno High fairly easily. And then you go on from there, and again, the BCHS Tulare Western game, very intriguing tonight. Where do you see that bracket going? I mean, kind of looking ahead, that Hanford Bakersfield Christian could be really compelling. And South Madera could be a good game tomorrow night as well. Yeah,
and Madera comes in limping. They have so much talent, but they've been banged up, and then they had to play in the CMAC. They got pounded. I just don't know if they're healthy yet. South comes in playing great football. If Madera is healthy, I think they win. If they're not healthy, I think South wins. So I just can't pick that one yet right now. I got Madera winning just because they're at home, only if they're healthy.
Yeah, South obviously rolling, but they also haven't played anybody nearly as good as Madera. Do you see that as Hanford's bracket to lose at this point, or could a team like Bakersfield Christian or Mission Oak make a run?
Oh, no question. I think Mission Oak or Bakersfield Christian, one of those teams. Hanford defense is very suspect. Their offense is very good, but I think Mission Oak has the best defense in D3. If they play good D, they can beat anybody. Of course, when you got Brandon Jones at quarterback, who knows? They can go off as well. I think D3 is another. Those are the 3 teams. I just don't know if Madera or South can hang with those 3 teams.
Interesting thing with Bakersfield Christian, they play that game tonight. It's only their second game in like 27 days because they had a week 9 bye and then a first round playoff bye. So they've only played one game here in like 26, 27 days. So it's really interesting to see how they shake off that rust. We only have a couple of minutes left, Nick, but D4, is it Liberty Madera and CVC just we're sort of waiting for that showdown, or can somebody get in the way there?
I think we are. I don't know if Chavez has the offense, but they got an interesting one tomorrow night. Casey Quinn coached the year at Roosevelt, so that'll be an emotional game. But I don't know. See, you know as more as I do if Chavez has the offense. Liberty is physical, and they can play with anybody in D1. They're just as big as I've seen them play 3 times, and they're just as big, if not bigger, than Bullard or Clovis West. So they're very physical. I think they win it all because CVC cannot throw the football.
Interesting. I know Chavez CVC semifinal could be like a 7-3 ball game. Both of those teams play such great defense and don't have the offensive firepower. So that would really be one of those like playoff football games, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. In D5, Farmersville wrongly awarded the number 1 seed. The section applied as tiebreaker incorrectly, and then it doesn't matter a whole lot because Kern Valley's got to travel anyway. So here you have the situation where maybe the best team in Kern Valley is going to face perhaps the toughest road of anybody.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think Farmersville, I'm leaning towards Corcoran. I think Corcoran is playing really good football. They played a tougher schedule. They might go into Farmersville and give them a go. I think Kern Valley, Farmers, they're going to love going to Fowler. It's the best high school. It's like going to Texas. The whole town shuts down. They got great food. They're going to love it. That is a great game because Fowler has got speed. I just don't know if they can hang with Kern Valley, but that's going to be a good one.
And that should be good. And again, I actually picked Corcoran to beat Farmersville as well. That'll be a great 8 versus 1. And just real quick, anybody beat Kennedy in D6 in your book?
Not a chance. I think Kennedy is rolling. The big one, I think, who's going to play him is Sierra Pacific or Avenel, but they both come in banged up. Whoever's healthy will win that game. I think it's good. It's going to be a good game. And this is time of the year, Zach, that I wish we had the Valley Championship all in one stadium, so you and I can sit and be selfish and watch them all at one time.
I'm with you. It'd be like the Thanksgiving buffet of high school football, but
that's right.
Nobody knows more about it than Nick Papagni. And Nick, where will you be on Friday? You'll be at Clovis North?
Yes.
I'm actually going to...
Oh, that Edison. That's
Friday
you mentioned that.
They've asked me to be the PA announcer, so I'll be up in the booth if it's raining. I don't mind. I'll be up in the booth announcing the game, watching Andrew Hansen and Centennial play Edison. It'll be a good one.
Very, very cool. And so Centennial looking for the upset. We got a couple of big D1 semifinals here in Bakersfield. Nick, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Hey, good luck, and you guys do a great job.
All right. That's Nick Papagni, the preps expert up in Fresno. This is Louis Amistoy. I'm Zach Ewing. That was a jam-packed BVarsity Live. I will be tweeting live from Bakersfield Christian at Tulare Western football tonight. We've also got BCHS volleyball. Trevor's at the cross-country section finals. Be on Twitter, be on our blogs. We'll be updating scores all weekend long as well. And we appreciate you guys joining us, and see us tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. Are we going to 10:30 or 11?
11.
11 o'clock tomorrow night for the BVarsity postgame show. Until then, everybody, have a good one.